Okay, this is part 3 of my production mould videos for the Oathsworn Otter Mercenary. My mould's cut and out the press from the first 2 parts. I'm just going to show you how this is cut in very quickly because it has to be done whilst it's hot. So initially I need to remove the master castings, and as I was saying earlier, you need to be very careful with them because they're the inheritance. And here's my mould. It was my core from earlier. It's not this one, but this is how it goes in, and it forms the hole in the centre for the metal to throw through. As I was pointing out in the other video, the metal fills kind of from the outside, which is kind of counterintuitive. It's filling from the outside backwards. So what I'm going to do, like this, what I'm going to do is put one quick feed, and these are the major cuts, into the leg, the straightest part I can find, and I'm going to allow the natural force to do everything else. So I'm going to do that very quickly. Scalpel. As I say, it's going up the sort of straightest pathway into the miniature that I can possibly make. You know, there are ways a good mold maker can scoop funny looking round ones here or round ones over there, doing different things for different cavities. If you need to speed the metal flow up or retard it in some way, then you can do that with the way where the original cuts are made. But as I'm got a nice easy miniature here, and I know the metal is very good for casting, I can just run a simple, clean, straight feed into the base. Okay. Well, I'm going to pull one of those out. There's a sort of little slot, and then these things come away. They're slightly tapered, deep and width, so I'm getting a nice jet of metal coming through. I've got to do that on all 10 of these. That's a fairly swift job. As I say, this is the major cuts. After this I can slow down and take it easy a bit. There's one other major cut that I need to make that needs to be done whilst things are hot. Makes things easy. The rubber's very difficult to cut when it's cold. When it's hot like this, it's incredibly easy. So straight out the press, straight onto the cutting desk with as little time between the two as possible. And that's my major cuts done. The other sort of thing that's necessary major wise is what I call a ring. The ring goes in the centre. I could go on that side, but it doesn't really make much difference. I do it on this side just for ease of cutting. Just marking it out. This is very small, very shallow. It's not there to help the metal spin or to mix the metal in any way. What it is there for is just to hold these pieces together whilst the metal's going back to its hard state. And that means when the caster opens the sprue, he's got all the miniatures held together in one place, and it makes the caster's life easy rather than actually being of any use for the mold making at all. So that's why it's tiny, and that's why it's out of the way. On my master molds, I normally leave this section out. I never bother. I'm taking that much care with the castings anyway that I want to look at each one as it comes off the sprue. The only other one major thing that I need to do is put a marker down. Well, there we go. Look, that's nice and good way from there's even further away from the miniature. Good way away from the miniature. That's one of my cuts from previously that I've taken out. And that mould will go together like that. Easy peasy. I do have to do the minor cuts, and I think what I'll do is I'll stop the video and I'll come back and do the minor cuts. Yeah? Back in a second.